Hi! Hi everyone! Hi everyone! So we just wait for a minute or two for other people to join in and then we'll begin. Just a minute or two. Hi Neha! Glad to see you back. We'll just wait for another minute. Till then you can comment down hi so that I can know your names, I can know with whom I'm interacting with today. I hope I'm audible to all of you. I was eagerly waiting for it. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Neha. Okay, so how many of you are like really excited for demolding the resin art that we actually made? How many of you are really excited for that? Hi Tani. Hi Meena. How many of you are excited for demolding this resin art that we made? How many of you are excited for that part? Finally. When we worked upon something. So I see 11 people have joined. So hi everyone, this is Ishika this side and you are watching me live on WeShow.live. And hi, I'll be teaching you resin art from basic to advanced in all the live sessions I have. Glad to know, Meena, this is your first session. Thank you so much, Neeta. So let's start with demolding this bookmark that we made, and we'll first of all learn how to refine and how to actually beautify what we've made. So let's demold this together. So very carefully, if you think that your resin is a bit elasticity, make sure you do not bend it, because any other time you're going to put it again in the mold, you'll never get a straight hard resin art that you've made. So we'll very delicately remove this out of the mold. So now you can see that this is the bookmark that we've made. Now what you'll notice is these some sides. This is the excess resin that gets over this part of our mold. So we have a very simple solution for this. What I'm holding in my hand is a precision knife. This precision knife has a very tiny blade on this. If you can see, it has a very tiny blade. What we'll do is we'll very carefully just put a thumb like this, and very carefully we'll just scrape off this extra resin. You see, that part is gone. Like this. We'll just very carefully just scrape off this part. Make sure you don't do it too hard so that you do not, scrape off the actual resin art that you've made. Make sure for that. So we even have some excess part over here. We'll very carefully make sure you do not put so much of pressure on it that you end up messing up your resin art. So very carefully and very light-handedly, we'll scrape these excess part off. You see, this part is now absolutely clear. And this. Then I'll just move it very slowly over here, so that if there's any excess part that gets missed by my eyes, just simply scrape. It will automatically scrape itself. And now we have a crystal clear, absolutely saleable bookmark over here. In fact, even right now, I can just go on my Instagram page and put this up for sale easily for around $220 to $350 very easily. So now what you see a dot over here, we'll just put a precision knife and we'll get a hole. Right? So now I have a hole over here. So what we'll do is we'll take our tassel and we'll put this tassel into the hole. I hope all of you can see. We'll put this tassel into the hole. Like this. Now you can tie the tassel. This tassel will be hanging, and this is how your bookmark will look. And this looks so beautiful and so aesthetic. Right? Very interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you, Meena. Thank you, Mona. So now we'll get on with the do's and don'ts of the resin art. Now I have this one sample over here. It's a transparent rectangle. Now when I put this in front of my camera, you can see my face clearly, right? But when I put this in front of my camera, you can see my face in a very, very, very blurred way. Now what is the reason? This has got bubbles, this has got no bubbles. Because, see this. You see the texture inside this. Feels like dust. Feels like dust all over in it. But it's no dust. This is bubbles that we need to strictly avoid. So, first of all, make sure when you're mixing your resin, supposingly, this is my glass and I have my resin in it. Make sure that when you're mixing, first of all, mix it slowly. While mixing, just scrape these sides very hard. In a very harsh way, just scrape these sides. Or else what will happen? Our resin will get stick to the sides and it will not get mixed into it. To the people who are attending my session for the first time, no problem. Within 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to explain you everything from the very starting. So just scrape these sides off, or else you will end up having bubbles or sticky resin, and we do not want that. Second of all, never forget using either a blowgun or either a lighter, or even if you do not have availability of any, you can simply just take a matchstick. It's just 1 rupee box of magic. Burn a matchstick and just roll it over your resin art. It'll just pop up the bubbles. And another very, very, very efficient solution for resin, once we keep a resin to cure, make sure you spray with rubbing alcohol. Because we had removed all the bubbles with our lighter. But what happens is, when the resin cures itself, it takes in air. We need to make sure that through that air, resin gets no bubbles during the process of resin while it gets cured. So we'll revise each and every step all over again. This is resin, this is harder. We mix this in 2:1 ratio. That means 2 parts of resin and 1 part of hardener. So that because it is chemical, and when they both are mixed, they form a chemical reaction which turns this liquid into a hard plastic like this, right? So today what we're going to do is, we are going to take this heart-shaped mold and we are going to make a very colorful, glittery coaster out of it. So the very first step of using a coaster is to clean it properly. If you will not clean your coaster properly, there is no use of making any resin art. What we'll do is, we'll take a micropole tape. I'll just tear a part of it. And I hope all of you know how we wax. So I'll just put this tape on my mold and I'll just pull this over. I'll put this on my mold and I'll just pull this over. This way, every particle of dust or any particle of already existing glitter of a previous resin art will get removed from it, and we'll get a very clear and a very tidy mold. So now that our mold is ready, let me just turn my camera and we'll get on with using this. So I hope now everyone can see this. So before moving to resin, what we do is, we pour resin. Now, how do we pour resin? Make sure the biggest mistake a lot of people make at times is to remove the weight of the glass. So today, instead of a transparent glass, I'll be using paper glass. Make sure when you're using paper glass, you use 2 of them. Because at times this part just comes off. This is very delicate. So make sure you use 2 of them. So I've put my glass. Now this shows 0.6 kg weight of glass. So I'll click on my tar button and I'll remove the weight of the glass. Now I'll mix 20 grams of resin. So I'm going to pour 20 grams of resin into it. So I've actually poured 30 grams, right? So now half of 13, because we have to mix 2:1 ratio. I'll now be mixing half of it, that is 15 grams. So first I'll remove the weight, whatever weight of the resin we already have. So I'm going to again click on the tar button. And now I'll mix my hardener. So we'll just mix 15 grams of hardener and not more than that. So there goes my 15 grams of hardener. Now, the most important step of any resin art is how you mix the resin. So let's mix the resin together. Slowly, calmly. Take 3 to 4 minutes. Now what will happen is, resin is a very hard liquid, whereas hardener is a very liquidy liquid. So what will happen is the resin in the between, you'll find it hard to mix, whereas the hardener on the top will just flow. So make sure you mix it with complete and absolute patience. From where can we get resin? Tani, you can get resin from any online website, be it Amazon, Flipkart, any website. Also, you can buy them from your nearest stationery. If not, there are a number of pages on Instagram that sells resin. In my upcoming lives, I'll share all the authentic and proper resin links with you, or the products with you on either on Amazon or the resin pages on Instagram, so that you can easily buy any product that you want. Now that I've mixed them very calmly, now since resin is a very hard liquid, it gets stick to the edges. So I need to scrape that off. Like this. Very carefully scrape your resin. Now see, I have very hard liquid over here. Why? Because this was the unmixed resin left onto the corners of the glass. So we'll scrape it like this. And now we'll mix it thoroughly. Right? Now, because we have to use colors and glitters and everything, we will not, we'll not take separate 3 to 6 glasses, mix 3 to 6 glasses of resin separately. No, we'll mix resin for once. Then we'll take different glasses and we'll distribute our resin into it. Now, I'll be distributing my resin into different glasses. Like 5 grams of resin into it. 5 grams of mixed resin into this. Also, do not forget, do not use all your resin into mixing, the color. Keep some extra transparent resin, because after adding colors to it, we will need to put a transparent layer of resin over our colored resin art, so that it gives a very finished look. Now, handling resin with colors is not a cakewalk. Mind my words, it is not a cakewalk. Because resin is a chemical, and mixing of too much of color into it can ruin the resin. Mixing of too much color into our resin can also affect the consistency of our resin. Now let me show you the various colors that come. So today we'll be using these powdered colors. They're very, very beautiful and unique colors you can find. I have 12 of them. So these are some of the colors I'll be showing you. These are very pretty colors that will not come into regular paints. So today we'll be using some of these colors. Next thing that you can use is glitters. So here I have, these are shimmery, these are not literally glitters, because if you'll put tiny glitters into your resin art, it will not look that attractive. These are very small sequences, if you can see. Like sequences even smaller than sequences. These are the kind of glitter that we use in resin. Now I have some other very unique things to mix in resin. First of all, as you can see, these have no color, but these have a UV light effect on it. I'll just put some on my hand so that you can see. Can you see the effect? As I twist my hand, the shade and the light, it gives a very different look to these. So I have these in a lot of shapes. You can find these also on any resin store very easily. Others I have is these colored ones. Like these. You'll get them in a lot of shapes. I know, right, Tani and Neha, these look so beautiful. Like, these are so aesthetic and so even calming to look at. I mean, stationery is something that you can just be happy looking at. It's like your tiny happy place. So, these are the products that you can mix in resin. Now, resin, this was the powdered color. There also comes liquid color. What I'll prefer you is to use the powder color. Because when we use powder color, we need a very, very, very small quantity. Like if you, like powder color mein investment is like if you buy powder color, you can easily use them to up to 6 to 8 months. Very easily. Like all of them can easily go up to 6 to 8 months. Whereas liquid colors, this requires pretty more quantity. So these stay up to 3 to 4 months and these are a bit expensive too. So what I would recommend is to use what I have done is for white color. Because if you'll go out for taking white color, they'll always give you metallic in powder. You'll never get white color in powder. So make sure you separately buy a white color in liquid and the rest colors you buy in powder. Now, other thing is this. This is UV glitter. This gives a UV effect. I cannot put this on my hand or it will get stick all over my gloves. But if you can see this, this is UV glitter. These are like tiny shreddings of glitter. These are not circle glitter but tiny shreddings of glitter. Now, if you want to put a name, like if you want to make a dog tag or put a name, here we have our letters in dice shapes. I mean, look at these. How cute and beautiful these are. These are different letters. So you can put these letters and make any name you want, any kind of name. Letters come in a lot of form. One is this dice one and other is also like chapped papers. I'm not sure if I have them. Yes, here they are. These are chapped letters. I will not advise you to buy these. From my personal experience, these are very unevenly cut and they do not have each and every letter. If you go and buy for letters, either buy these or either buy the wooden letters. I am not having my wooden letters in my close proximity, so I'll probably show you towards the end of the live or in my next live. Those are pretty big. You won't get them in as small size as these that can fit into your mold of either dog tags or bookmarks. So if a seller gives you these letters, do not take them. From my personal experience, do not. It's just a waste of money. So now let's start with our resin art for today. Let's just make some pretty glitters and pretty colors and just enjoy them. So these are our different cups of resin. Now I'll be mixing different color yet very color coordinating colors into them. First I'm going to mix this very beautiful sea green into this one. So now just see the amount of color I've put. I'll put a bit more. This and just another pump of color. That's it. That's all the color you need. If you will put more color into this, the chemical properties and the chemical combinations of resin to the color will get wrong and you will end up having a very sticky resin. Make sure you do not use same ice cream stick for each resin. Make sure you use different ice cream stick for each color of resin. Please show us someday what you've made resin. Sure, I would surely just pin down my Instagram handle to my Resin Art and you can just look over there, buy my products and everything. So we'll mix this. You see, you already have the color. We've put just 2 tiny pumps of color and this is all the color we could make with just that. Right? Now we'll mix another blue color. A very beautiful blue color. This is a very light green because if I would have mixed more, it wouldn't have gone with the blue color that we're going to mix. But I'll be mixing, I want a bit darker shade of blue color. So instead of 2 pumps, we'll be giving 3 pumps of blue color. Here's my resin for blue color. And 1. There goes my 1 pump and 2 pump and 3 pump. That's it. We do not need any more color for this. And we'll go ahead mixing this. Now, you see how the color is sticking to the surface of my glass separately. This affects the chemical composition of resin again. So you again need to scrape off your sides and mix it properly but not too harshly since we already have a mixed resin. And if we'll mix resin harshly, what will happen as I've told you? It'll get bubbles. Lovely color. Exactly, Jannat. These colors are so beautiful. Now it's time for some glitters jitters. So for giving it a tiny UV effect, with the transparent resin, I'll be mixing this UV resin glitter. You might not be able to see effect while I'm mixing it, but once I put it into the mold, my god, the shine it gives is so beautiful. So I'll just drip some of it, a very little. If you'll put a lot of quantity of this UV shiny glitter, your resin will just give a shine of this and the look of your resin will be absolutely destroyed. Thank you so much, Mona. So now I'll just put this much quantity into my resin. If you want, mix just a little more, not more than that. Just a little quantity and we've mixed. That's it. That's all we want. Because we just want to give a look of it to our resin. We don't want a completely glittery, jittery resin. So, I don't know if you can see this through this, but once I put it into the mold, you'll be very clearly able to see the look it gives to our resin art. Now, so what do you want? So now we'll be mixing some white jitters into it. We'll not mix any other color because we already have 2 colors and we do not want to go harsh. So I'll be mixing this into this. I'll not be mixing it into any separate transparent resin because that is what we have as a substitute. Because if we see, now I have 2 substitutes of my transparent resin. Why? One we need for a top coat. Rest, in case we need any more quantity of either blue or green or this glitter, we'll not again go mix resin, measure resin and mix it all over again and then create a color. No, we'll make resin once. We'll keep some extra so that we can create any 3 of them as and when required. So in one of this, I'll be putting some white color. So I'll be dividing this resin into half. And I'll be mixing some white color into this so that you just get a demo of how the liquid resin color looks like. It's very similar to the acrylic paints we've always used or the fabric paints. So you see, this is the liquid resin color. Now, what quantity of this we have to take? Just this quantity. This quantity of white color is more than enough for your resin art. So I'll just put one drop, and because I cannot put this stick into this, I'll be taking another drop because I'm putting it drop by drop and not the entire stick, and most of the color has already gotten stuck over the stick. So I've done this. I'll empty the stick, remove my stick, and just put this color onto this ice cream stick. Just 2 to 3 drops and we are good to go. Now when I'll mix it, you will see how such less quantity. Very creative. I know this is very creative, and just remember the colorful coasters or whatever you make. If you are planning to open a business, make sure that your customers know that one coaster they order, if it's sold out, you can never replicate that coaster. You can never ever replicate any resin art because resin works according to its own property. Now you see this white color. We just used a pinch, like a 2 to 3 drops, and this is the amount of white color we have in resin. So now let's start off. Here is my mold. Now you can see this mold. If you can see, it already has gotten the glitter that I had opened. So I will not ever directly just use this mold like this. I'll again take my micropole. We need to take proper measures and just peel off the stick glitter on it. And now I'll take my blue color. I'll mix it once again so that none of the particle is already settled. Now I'll take this and I'll put it into the corners of the mold, just the corners. I'll not put it into the middle, I'll put it just in the corners. Now you can see there's a lot of resin over here too, but we'll use that again. Now before this gets all mixed up, I'll put green color. This is a very light green color just because we wanted to give it a blue to a lighter shade of blue. Now we have our glitter and we'll be putting it in between. We'll take a white color. And white color, we'll not pour it directly. We'll just pour it in a heart shape with our ice cream stick so that we just want to give it a look. Now, when this resin will dry, this dry color, this white color, thin layer of this white color will take its own property and make a very beautiful light white heart shape. This is how we'll outline it over and over again. But make sure you don't go too over thick with the heart shape that you've made. Make sure. I don't know if you can see the glitter in between, but it's looking very beautiful, very pretty. So this is how we made the heart shape. Now what I'll be doing is, I'll be taking some of this silver foil. And I'll be putting some silver foil in between. So we have a tweezer. We'll take silver foil. Make sure you don't put it over the resin art or else it will just fall off and get mixed with it. So I'll put it on a side and I'll just take some scrapings of this. and put it over. I'll not put my tweezers inside the resin. Never make that mistake of putting tweezer. Either use ice cream sticks, or if you're actually investing, use your silicone brushes. Do not use tweezers for this. And all of those who are watching my live stream through Instagram, make sure that you download the We Show Live app and come here, chat with me, take your own resin doubts. I'll just immerse this into the resin. I will not mix this into resin and pour the silver foil resin into this, because then I'll not get the silver foil on the designated place I want. So I'll just slowly immerse this. Now if I want, I can even increase the quantity of the silver foil I've put into this. There you go. Handling resin is not an easy job. I'm again telling you, do not just straight away start your business with just the first product that you make. What is the cost of silicone brushes? Silicone brushes you can very easily get for, not like I have a set of 5 brushes. So this you can very easily get for like, $100 or $150. That's it. Now I have immersed this. Yes. Now we can see how the shape of our white heart is slowly immersing into this. So now is the time when we'll again take our white resin and again make a shape of it. We need to give it time to settle, and we need to repeat this step again if we want our heart to appear prominently, yet with a very well blend with the already poured resin. It's like mixing resin, pouring resin, everything is a very special form of art. And while you're trying resin, you need to be very patient. I'll tell you my story. When I started resin, my first few resin arts were a complete fail. And I went so disheartened, like, what am I gonna do? I've just wasted my money. But no. Trying your initial products is the biggest investment in your resin business that you can ever do. Now, this white resin will automatically settle down and make a very beautiful white heart shape inside this. And now that we've inserted a silver foil into this and we've learned the art of mixing color, glitter and everything, now what we'll do is we need to eliminate the bubbles. So now I am going to take my lighter or the blowgun. I'll not be using blowgun today because I have a special session for blowgun, wherein we'll be making a very beautiful ocean ripples effect with the blow heat gun. So now I have this. Use this very carefully. If you're not so friendly with the lighter, make sure you remove your gloves, because these gloves are rubber gloves and rubber gloves catch fire very easily. Awesome, love it. Thank you so much. Now we have foil in between. Especially when we have foil and flowers in our resin art, make sure you don't just hit the lighter and put the lighter's light onto it again and again. This is paper, flowers are natural, it'll burn inside resin, it will burn. So we'll take this up. Make sure even if you're buying a lighter, make sure you don't buy the liquid one. Either buy the blowtorch of liquid, and if you're buying a lighter, make sure you buy a gas one. Liquid lighter, I'll show you the difference between the liquid lighters problem. This is a liquid lighter that I have. See. Now, when I turn this, the flame even turns and my glove will get burnt. I can't take that risk. When you use a gas lighter, flame goes straight. Whatever direction you turn it, flame goes straight. So, you'll never have a problem with that. So, we'll take this and we'll slowly roam this over our resin art from a distance. From a very, very, very distance, so that we do not spoil our resin art at any cost. So again, we'll let it settle for a minute or two. Now, once again. So in the previous resin art we had made, we had two layers. First we had put a transparent layer, then we had put our flowers, then we had sprayed this spray on it. And then we had put a second layer. When we have to mix colors, there are no separate layers. We have to work very quickly. Because as you saw, when I poured the blue color, very quickly it came into between. We cannot take the chance of waiting, spraying a spray and then pouring other color. No, till then the color effect that we want will be absolutely gone. So we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes and we'll again and again spray this from over a height and not specifically on one position like this. No, you'll end up even burning your resin from a distance at a speed very fast. But make sure you have all your bubbles burnt. Like I can see some here and I can very easily burn them. Now that I'm complete with it, I've burnt the bubbles inside. Now I'll take my isopropyl spray. For those who are attending my session for the first time, isopropyl spray is also called the rubbing alcohol spray. You do not have to be afraid of this. This is not harmful, but yet it is very flammable. So in case of this, if I would have sprayed it first and then used my lighter over it, this would have caught fire right away. So first we'll blow all the bubbles with this. And in case of mixing color resin, now I'll spray my isopropyl spray. You don't have to be afraid of this spray that this is so harmful. No. Whenever we get injections, our doctor cleans our hand with a cotton which is dipped in a liquid. This is the same liquid, right? So just spray this and you're done. Even after your resin dries, you'll never get a bubble. Now let me shift my camera to myself. Hi everyone. So that is how you mix colors, glitters and everything. Another thing, never forget your gloves and your apron. Never, never, never ever forget your gloves and your resin and your apron. And your mask especially. I wasn't wearing mask because I'm used to its smell and its smell doesn't get into my head, but it surely gets into a lot of people's head. So make sure you wear your mask. Now, I hope you loved this session. If you have your questions, swiftly, very fast, just upload your questions because we just have 1 minute left. So very, just 5 seconds, just post your questions if you have any. Till then, you can follow my page on aesthetish. It's aesthetish_in. Or if you want to follow my personal page, it's ishika.vadva_. So thank you so much, Mona. So that is it. If you have any doubts, very fast, we just have 37 seconds, very fast. So this is me, Ishika, signing off. Make sure you encourage your friends to join my live and learn this resin art. So make sure you download Visho Live app. It's now available on iOS too. So this is me signing off. Take care, guys. And I have another live session. Make sure you attend that too. And we'll do many more fun together. Bye, guys.